Hey there, YouTubers. All right, so I tried to do this earlier. Had an issue with sound, and might as well double check it. Yeah, we got sound. So, um, comparing all of the Gigabyte RTX 3080s using their online tool. Obviously, you guys can do this, but we're going to take a look at it from my standpoint. And as somebody that's built a lot of computers and trying to, get an edge up on this thing before I actually buy one. So from that aspect, some things are a learning experience for me. But let's go ahead and compare these. So this is going to be the RTX 3080 Gaming OC, which very similar to RTX 2070 Super, 2080 Super, as far as being a packaging, looking like the WindForce one. Obviously, though, when we look at the graphics card itself, you're going to see a completely different looking card. It has two different size fans on it and some irregular shape to it. The next one is the GeForce RTX 3080 Eagle overclock. So all four of these are 10 gigs, so I don't have to repeat myself. Next one is the first one in the Aorus. I never know if I'm saying that right, but this is the Master 10G. And then there's the Aorus Extreme 10G, or 10 gigabyte. So let's go ahead and take a look at the specs on these guys. Blow these up. And I'll probably go back and look at the photos of these as well. So you're going to see a lot of similarities in these, and I guarantee you, price-wise, this is probably going to be your lowest one, I bet. Closest to the $700 mark, where one of these guys is probably your, most likely this one I'm thinking, is probably your one that's going to be, more in that $900 range, or $849 to $900. But we'll see. All right, so going across here, for whatever reason, this stuff's not in here. CUDA cores, 8704 across, the whole 3080 product line. Memory clock, same thing there, 19,000. Obviously, we talked the memory size was 10. It's all got the new GDDR6X RAM in it, VRAM. Memory bus, 320-bit, same across the board. Memory bandwidth, 760. So you get the point here. Everything is pretty much the same, right? So the slot it's going to fit in is the PCI Express 4.0 by 16. And I would expect, just like the RX 5700 XT, that this will work in a PCI Express 3.0 by 16. Don't quote me on that, but luckily, if I get one, we're going to have. I've got a ton of motherboards to check compatibility, so I will probably go a little overboard with making videos on this channel or my other channel. All right, so digital max resolution, that's 8K at 60 hertz. And I don't think they are going to show you the other resolutions, but this should be capable of handling 4K at 120 hertz, which that would be pretty phenomenal if you were, lucky enough to be able to buy something like that. I can only imagine how expensive that'll be. I mean, maybe it's a TV set, one of these ones that says it's 240, and it's actually 120. But as far as a computer monitor goes, I can't imagine how much that would be. Now, this supports 4 monitors, which is pretty cool. I don't know how you would lay that out. 3 monitors is probably the best setup. 4, right down the middle is that split. I don't know about that one, but it does say 4. PCB form, so ATX. Now, the curious thing is, if they put the sizes in here, which it doesn't look like they did, which makes this comparison kind of weak, is that, this is really obviously not meant for mini ITX build, Probably not meant for a mini tower and mid tower. You may have some issues depending on your case with the mid tower. Definitely going to work with full tower, but I some of these cards from what I've seen are between 12 and 12 and 3/4 inches long, which makes it a pretty big graphics card. So this is the new DirectX 12 Ultimate. Recommended PSU, so 750 watts. This doesn't say the wattage that the graphics card actually takes. Most of them have said about 330, 350. And so, if you're using I'll say an i5 10700, and you have not adjusted the power limits to unlimited, I would imagine you could get away with a lower powered PSU, 700, maybe 650. It just seems like for what the graphics card's rated to, that there's a lot of leeway there. Now, I always personally like to have a lot of buffer room, and so it's probably, for me, I'm going to be probably at 850. We've got a couple 850s, maybe even 900, but we'll see. Power connectors. So this is where one of the first places this really differs, okay? And for some of you, you may not want to buy this guy that's in this first column because it's 8 pin times 3 or 1x8 times 3, where the other ones are 1x8 times 2, okay? So a lot of power supplies. Heck, I think I even have a 430 watt power supply that has 2 1x8s on it. Now, would it work with this? No. Well, that said, I bet it would fire up, but the second you benchmark it or play a game, it would probably reboot. All right, so that'd be a mistake. And for those of you who don't know, that's probably the easiest way to tell that your power supply is too weak, because in the moment of the big action or benchmark, your computer reboots, it's probably not enough power. Let's see, along some other things, it may be because of your overclocking your CPU not correctly, and you didn't benchmark it and test it. So this guy here, so 8 pin 1x8 times 3, you're going to need something like an EVGA 750 BQ or an EVGA 850 BQ. All right, because what that has is semi-modular, and on the main connectors, I might be able to refer to that as the main rail or whatever. There is you'll have the 24 pin motherboard power supply. You'll have the 2 1x4s CPU power connectors, and then you'll have 2 1x8s for a graphics card. Now, additionally, on that type of power supply, you'll have additional graphics power connector. I actually have 2 sets of them, and that will allow you to power 2 more sets of 1x8, which of course you only need 1 of those. So that's what you're looking at with this. Now, other things, depending on your monitor, and until I get this, I won't know for a fact, but you're at some point going to need new cables. If you just have 1.4, looks like you need 1.4A. If you have HDMI 2.0 or whatever, you're going to need eventually HDMI 2.1. Now, will these get you going if you only have 4K 60 hertz? I'm thinking it probably will if you just use, HDMI 1.4, 2.0. So, good question on that. Obviously, there's no SLI, only RTX 3090. 4-year warranty. That is impressive, folks. That makes you feel pretty comfortable. Don't know if it's transferable, but the mere fact that it is for 4 years is pretty awesome. Now, let's not pull every one of these up, but let me go in and at least check out this guy. See if there's anything really we missed across these. Obviously, second gen ray tracing. So here's what I was talking about. These two fans, I believe, are the same size, and then this guy is smaller. So these look like 90 millimeters, and that's 80. We can check that probably down below. Yeah, there you go. Two 90s and 180. Good guess, right? So there they are, and you can see, look at the way the fans rotate. You got to kind of look at the blades, I guess. These guys are all opposite of each other, right? So the ones on the outside are spinning the same way, and then the one on the inside is spinning opposite to them. Now, I've never noticed on my graphics cards if that is the case. I have a Gigabyte RTX in front of me. It's spinning so fast I can't see. Smooth airflow, so all the propaganda. Longer lifetime, screen cooling. So pretty much all these are going to have most of these features. RGB fusion. So even the one I want has some RGB. That probably is impressive. Dual BIOS. So this is actually, you know, kind of a cool thing here. Most likely I'll be cranking OC mode, but if you want it quieter, there is a setting for that. So it's not a mining and a gaming one. It's silent mode and overclock mode. There's the for your warranty. And if you go check, so this is obviously, you know, under support, where you would hope to find more information like a manual. There's a thing in here for specs, in case you missed anything. I think we covered everything. That was the same as in the comparer. We've already seen key features, support. Not a whole lot under here already. So now if we look at the gallery, if it'll pull up the photos, and if there's an angle. So every one of these cards is, well, let's pull this one up. Oops. Looks like we're going to have to be patient. Now I was going to say, every one of these cards is going to take at least 2.5 slots. So on the outside of your case, you'll have to remove 2 places for it. But on the inside, it's probably going to overlap with, you know, other expansion card slots. Is it pretty much taking up three locations? It says 2.5, but this is the view I want, I think. And I don't know why we can't get it, folks. This is disappointing. There we go. So on the other site, when I zoomed in, these don't quite look exactly like the 8 pins that we currently see. So I don't know if there's going to be an adapter in there. Something slightly different about it. But then, as we noted, this one has 2 HDMIs and 3 display ports. So it's a bit different than the graphics cards I'm used to. Thanks for checking out the video, though. That's going to do it. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.